This podcast contains strong language and adult situations. If that's not your thing, you've been warned.
Welcome to the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Kay.
Have you ever had a bad day at work?
Well, in this podcast, we share your weird, wonderful, and sometimes horrific stories from the workplace.
Which may leave you thinking, maybe you don't have it so bad after all.
Let's get into it.
Let's do this. We're back, fuckers. Season 3.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We've missed you all. It's been felt like a really long break.
It did. It felt like a really long break.
It was only a couple months, but it felt like forever. Now we're getting back into the podcast game.
That's right.
Is it a game? So what's been going on with you the past couple months, Jay?
Oh, work and, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Working in my garage, working on cars and stuff.
Yeah, so we worked a lot. We also took our first sort of vacation in the past 2 years. We took a week off work and drove up to the Bay Area to visit our good friends up there and hung out in their Airstream, which is where we recorded our blooper, our intros and stuff to our blooper episode. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out. It's pretty funny. So we just needed a little break. We needed to kind of get back in touch with ourselves.
Yeah, and plus there's a lot of work that goes into this that you guys, don't see behind the scenes. And so, we had to get that figured out and do our juking and jiving around all the bullshit.
I have no idea what that means, but
Juking and jiving?
Juking and jiving around the bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
No, I don't either.
We did stuff. So some housekeeping. You want me fluff pillow? In housekeeping news, so couple new things for season 3. We got rid of our Buy Me a Coffee. We no longer have Buy Me a Coffee. Short answer is just they got rid of our choice of payment for that, and I didn't want to sign up with yet another thing that will have my bank information. So we got rid of that, but we decided to start a Patreon. So for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's a way for people to support our show. You can sign up for different tiers, and it's basically a monthly payment that will offer you various different things. So we're offering things like early access to episodes, sticker packs, exclusive content, shout outs to our patrons, virtual happy hours with us. I mean, because we're fucking cool.
It don't get any better than that. Some of you have been on here when I drink.
Any of our guests.
we get pretty fun.
You can get a cool coffee mug, so stuff like that. So you can check that out at patreon.com/FMWLpod if you feel like supporting our show. If you don't, that's fine. But, it's there. It's an option. So yes, so that's all the housekeeping I have. Housekeeping.
Yes.
What else has been happening in the world? Let's not talk about that. That's show dumpster fire. Yeah. Let's just bring everyone down.
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about.
One of the fun things that we have for our Patreon members, going back to that, is we'll have exclusive polls. You guys can vote on what we drink in our episodes for We Drink Because We Work.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, we will continue to drink whatever the fuck we want to drink for that. So in that segue,
we drink because we work.
Because we work. What are you drinking on this fine season 3, episode 1, Jay?
Well, since this is a new season and a new year, and I still have not gotten a fucking pallet of Coors Light, they can go fuck their own face. I am drinking Lagunitas IPA. It's pretty good. It's not bad.
That's local to where we are, right?
Petaluma, California.
Oh, that's not local.
And Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Not local to us.
It is 6.2, and it says, "Life is uncertain. Don't sip."
Okay, chug that motherfucker then, I guess.
Yeah, I have. It's almost gone.
It told you to, so you must.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this season we're gonna try as much as possible to support craft breweries, I guess.
Well, we'll get more from like local breweries around here.
Yeah, local
And
as
I'll
much
drink
as
some of those, but I'm done with Coors.
you're not done with Coors, but you're done with. Okay, you broke up with Coors. You'll still drink it.
Well, I didn't break up. We're just kind of tiffing.
You're on a break.
Yeah, we're on a break.
Okay. So I am drinking. This is a local to our what is it fucking called that you live in? City.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You know what? It has been a crazy 2 fucking years. I do not have the capability to think anymore. It's gone. But anyway, this is a local brewery to us called South O Brewing Company. And I've been drinking a lot of this particular beer. It's very delicious. It is the Fire Mountain Vienna Lager. It is 4.9% alcohol by volume. I like it a lot because it's rich in flavor, but it's not hoppy at all. I do not like hoppy beers. I don't like that bitter taste, but this is just, it's rich, it's smooth. It's a nice, easy drink, and I am enjoying it very much.
Good.
And that is We Drink Because We Work. If you want to share what you guys are drinking, you can use the hashtag We Drink Because We Work on Instagram and Twitter and maybe TikTok, I guess. You could use it there as well. Show what you're drinking.
Yeah.
And if you don't drink, you can show us your non-alcoholic beverages. That's fine as well. Okay, so what else is happening? We're going to start a new segment this season.
Called Weekly Distractions.
Yeah. So, the topic of our podcast is basically a lot of it is bitching about work. Like we have some stories where it's not really bitching. It's just kind of funny things that happen at work. But
yeah, but the title of our podcast pretty much clues you into where most of the stories are going to go.
Right. I mean, it's fuck my work life. It's meant to be a cathartic type of experience for people who are having a bad day at work. But like, I don't want it to all be doom and gloom. So we thought a weekly distraction where we kind of recommend things that have been distracting us from work, outside of work. We can share what we've been doing there, and we'd love to hear what you guys are doing for your weekly distractions as well. So I'm going to let you start this one, Jay.
I think my weekly distractions, I actually started this before, well, not really before we stopped recording the last season, but before the new year. I started watching The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. It's a show.
It's also a book, right?
Yeah, it's multiple books. I think there's like fucking 13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I am on book 2. And
wait, are you reading it or watching it?
Well, I watched the first season because there's only one season.
Okay.
And I do not read books.
I mean, listening to, right.
Yes, I pay old men to read them to me.
Is it always an old man?
No.
Okay. I don't listen to books on tape because I can't, they don't hold my attention. And I tried it and I would listen for about 15 minutes and realize I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Yeah. So anywho, go on.
Yeah, that happens from time to time when I'm listening. I have to like turn it off and listen to a podcast or something, listen to something else. Because, in books, it's especially after watching a TV show that is made off of the books and like how quick TV shows move. So the action looks like it's much more prevalent, but then you start reading in quotations or listening to the books and the action comes every couple hours.
Right.
And there's much more backstory to it than there is just, oh, this motherfucker got blown up and then they went over here and that guy got blown up and then he got stabbed.
He got blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never, because I do like to read. I don't find a lot of time to do it in my adult life, but I've never, I wouldn't say enjoyed. I've never really liked reading a book and then watching the movie that was based on that book, because it's always so disappointing. Just because, like you said, the action is few and far between, but there's just so much more backstory, and you get way more involved in whatever is going on. Kind of like, I know J.K. Rowling is a piece of shit, but I still enjoy reading Harry Potter's. And I don't know, like a year ago, I decided to reread them, and then we would watch the movie after I finished each book. And you haven't read the books,
No.
But like watching the movies with you, and I'm just like, but no, there's so much more. Like the books are so much better than the movies. It's just so much more in depth. I feel like the movies are geared towards people who have read the book so they can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of anyway, I'm just like, no. Okay, so
I've been listening to those books.
Sorry. I derailed you.
But I do understand where you're coming from. Like there are certain times where like I will listen to a book or read a book and then watch the movies. Like way back in the early 2000s, I read the Jason Bourne books.
I didn't even know those were books.
Yeah, they're a book, I think. I think it's a couple books, but basically as soon as the movie starts, it's not the same as the book. It's completely fucking different. They kind of tie in certain things. Yeah, these books were written a long time ago. And so that they wouldn't keep people's attention when the Jason Bourne movies were released. They wouldn't keep people's attention if they wrote it as period correct.
Yeah.
So many people would have been turned off by it, but they were still good. And the movies were good.
So you watched the series first and then you started listening to the books?
For what?
For Wheel of Time.
Yes.
So how did that compare for you?
Oh, it's okay. So this is one of the books that watching the show and then listening to the book was okay. I could understand like people getting turned off by reading the books and then watching the show because immediately they start to veer off from the books.
Yeah.
But this is the one time where they would veer off from the books and then they would bring it back together. Like they'd bring it back to the books, but then they would veer off. And there's some character lines and plot lines where they'd veer off, and it's a really roundabout way that they bring it back together, and they can't actually like bring it back to the exact way that the book was.
Yeah.
With these books were written in the 90s, I think. I think that's when they started coming out, the Wheel of Time books. I'm not positive on that. But the culture nowadays, they have to change things.
Yeah.
They have to change things, or,
well, I think
people get in an uproar,
Yeah, but I also think too, it's a different kind of audience between someone sitting there and reading a book and someone that wants to watch something on TV. Like it has to hold your attention to get the ratings, to get the money, to continue making their show. Whereas a book, you write your book, it gets published. People are going to read it, if they want to read it.
Yeah.
I have a story about Wheel of Time that I'm going to tell real quick. We went to a Friendsgiving gathering last year, and there was somebody there. This very strange conversation with them. They looked at me and they said, "You look pretty nerdy." And I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Do you like Wheel of Time? And I had no idea what it was. I'd never heard of the books or the show. And I was just like, I don't know what that is. I guess I'm not as fucking nerdy as she thought I was. It was just
or maybe I'm not as nerdy as you.
It was just a very strange conversation.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
also I know who that was, and it makes complete fucking sense that they would do something like that.
It was just funny. Okay, so my weekly distraction, I mean, it's not a weekly distraction. I'm hoping it will be more of a daily distraction. But what I want to talk about in this episode is yoga.
Yay.
So for a couple of years, I had gotten into a daily yoga practice using a wonderful YouTube yoga lady called Yoga with Adrienne. And she has a ton of free yoga videos on YouTube, but she also has a paid app that you can pay for. And I was doing it every day for a couple years.
Yeah.
And then last August, like shit happened and I just kind of got off track and stopped doing it. But every January, she does a 30-day yoga challenge, kind of start off the year with a daily yoga practice. And so I started that on January 1st. I even did it like my friend and I did it when we were up north visiting our friends every day. So I did it every single day in January, and it's kind of got me on track to doing a daily yoga practice again. And I love it. It's at home. I can do it in our second bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere. And it really helps with the distraction of work. Like I get home from work, I go in there, close the door, do my yoga, and I can kind of shed off the shit from the day. So it has been a great distraction. I highly recommend, if anyone hasn't checked out Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, go give her a try. She's great. It's completely free. Like I said, the app is, you pay for the app, but you don't have to. There's so many free videos on YouTube. So that's my weekly distraction.
Good.
If you guys want to share what's been distracting you, hit us up. You can email us or on either Twitter or Instagram.
At FMWL Pod.
Yeah, that's where we are most active. So we'd love to hear what's distracting you. You can hashtag weekly distraction. I guess we can start that.
I have ADD, so there's a lot of things that distract me.
I mean, I do distract myself a lot. While I am at work. I will do something. I will do a task that is part of my job. And then I'll be like, what's happening on Twitter? Let me look at that for a couple minutes. All right.
Do we have any shout outs or anything like that?
So we are going to listen to a promo. We have gotten involved in this kind of like promo commercial project with some other indie podcasters. So we are going to hear a promo for one of those podcasts called the Just in Time podcast. And it's hosted by Justin and Carter. They talk about beer and stuff.
Beer and stuff.
They do beer reviews and like movies or whatever the fuck they want to talk about. So let's listen to that promo.
We were looking for a laid-back comedy show that covers current events, beer reviews, and movie reviews. We couldn't find one, so we made the damn thing ourselves. The Justin in Time Show. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, go check those guys out. That's Justin and Carter with the Just in Time podcast.
Just in Time.
Beer and stuff.
Beer and stuff.
Do you like beer?
I like stuff.
Do you like stuff? Well, listen to our podcast. We talk about beer and stuff.
So, in words are hard.
Words are hard, man.
In kind of preparation, ramping up to launch our season 3, we held a work story contest.
We did.
So we did a call out for anyone to submit a work story to us, and Jay and I would read them all or listen to them all. Some of them were sent as audio files, and pick a winner. The winner would be featured on our season 3, episode 1. So they would be featured and they win some stickers and a t-shirt and fun stuff like that. And we got some really good submissions.
Yeah. I mean, we had to go through and who has sent us stories before? Okay, these people haven't, they're out. Who do we like? We don't like them, they're out. And then we started like, all right, well, let's vet these people and their podcasts. And we went on like LinkedIn and Facebook and looked them up. And we were like, nah, he's got brown hair, out. These people, they look like they eat babies, out.
Wow. Jay is totally lying right now.
Oh.
You fibbing? You telling fibs?
It's just a little white lie.
Go outside and get me a Switch.
It ain't never gonna hurt no mama.
Oh, it reminded me of a cartoon I saw as a kid called Banjo the Woodpile Cat. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, it was a cartoon about cats, and like the mom cat was like, "Go outside and find me a Switch." I had no idea what that meant. And
no, you didn't know?
And it was find a stick to fucking spank you with.
These goddamn California
kids. I know.
They don't know. They don't know heartache like when the person who raises you and loves you beats you with a stick.
Well, ours threatened us with a belt. It wasn't a stick.
Oh, we got that shit too.
My dad would like take it off and snap it. Like he never actually followed through with it, but it was the threat of the belt.
Mhm.
That is okay. And that's horrifying. That's a whole topic that is not part of our podcast. But I just want to say that is horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look how you turned out.
So we were talking about our contest.
Yes.
And
We got sidetracked somehow. I don't know how. It's probably her.
we had a lot of really great entries. It was hard to pick one, and we actually had a front runner. And then in the last minute, someone sent one
Yes.
in, and it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that one kind of takes the cake. So we have a winner, and then we have a runner up. We're going to send the runner up some stickers and some
Yeah.
coasters and stuff. I'm gonna read our winner. Is that okay?
Well, we should probably name it.
Well,
Or do you want to
We will.
not name it until you read it?
I'm gonna name it as I read it.
Okay.
Like, as I go into it.
I got you.
Got it?
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Because right now, all of the listeners are like, oh, who's the winner? Who's the runner up?
Well,
And this way, the runner up's not going to know until you get done with this story.
and that's fine.
All right. That's cool. I just
We
need
want
some
them to
communication on how that's going to.
We want them to keep listening.
Oh, they'll keep listening.
I'm going to read the winning story now, and I will tell you who it is from.
All righty then.
Okay. So our winning story is called Reason Number 3, and it was sent in by Lee O. Smith. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all strapped in? Ready for this one? Ready, Jay?
I'm ready.
Okay. I spent over 20 years of my life working in television production. I did most every job in the field, but naturally, I started as a cameraman. Our lead anchor was an interesting personality. He enjoyed talking about golf and his grandson constantly, but he was very secretive about his age. He looked to be in his mid-40s, but we didn't really know for sure. However, we knew he had a birthday coming up, so I wanted to have some fun with it. In addition to the TV production work, I'm also a local actor and comic. So I dressed myself up to look like our anchorman. This included a ridiculous suit, pompadour wig, and painted bags under my eyes with an eyeliner pencil. Ouch. Strangely enough, I looked very similar to him. It was an exaggerated caricature, but pretty close to the mark. And during a time when he went to lunch, the whole crew gathered and we made a video of me mocking our lead anchor for his birthday.
Keep going.
Normally, I get rather embarrassed about my acting, but this video was really funny. All of us were very excited about unveiling it at our anchorman's birthday party. Then, on Friday afternoon, we all gathered in the studio and watched it while eating ice cream and cake, and everyone loved it. Well, almost everyone. The only silent person in the room was the guest of honor. It was all lighthearted roast material. Not sure why he took it so hard. Anyway, time moved on, and after a few weeks had passed, an unusual catchphrase emerged. Whenever I said anything smartass to our anchorman, he would give me a stone-faced look and say, "Reason number 3, Lee Smith." Naturally confused, I kept asking him, "What's reason number 3?" And he would just say, "You are." I just shook my head unknowingly.
You're going to die.
7 days. Finally, when he said it for the dozenth time, I demanded he explain himself. That's when he told me that he had to give someone a list of reasons for something he intended to do, and I happened to be reason number 3. So, of course, this only made me question him more. And he simply said, "You'll find out soon enough."
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to HR, pal.
Yeah.
Like,
carrying mace with me at all
I
times.
also need the police to come check your house for how many fucking guns you have, because this very well could be like, what was that movie with Adam Sandler?
Billy Madison.
Yeah, Billy Madison, where
Crossing the name off the list.
crossing names off the list of like, okay, they're off the list now.
Yeah. Again, time moved on. He had a 2-week vacation he had been eagerly awaiting, and on the first day of his absence, someone approached me and said, "You know why he's taking a long vacation, right?" I shook my head no. "He's getting a facelift." And suddenly, it all made sense. The bags I drew under my eyes in the video made me reason number 3 for a facelift procedure.
Well, I mean, I get it.
Okay. I mean, I feel like news anchors are a special kind of
Exactly.
ego.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to be that judgy person, but news anchors are going to be a little pretentious. And
Or I would just say self-conscious.
have you ever gone on YouTube and looked up bloopers of what news anchors do when they think like the camera's not rolling anymore?
All the
Or
like warm-ups and stuff.
Yeah, the warm-ups
Yeah.
or like after they're done. And some of those guys are they're definitely different characters.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Frankly, I never thought I mattered enough to anyone for such a drastic action. And truth be told, he'd been planning to get the procedure done for a long time. I guess I just sped up the process. Not to mention, it turned out to be his 40th birthday. We assumed he was much older than that. He just wanted to look his age. But there was still one last hurdle to jump. The confrontation when he returned to work. Should I act like I didn't notice a difference? I certainly wasn't going to draw attention to it. I'd done enough damage in that department already. Fortunately, he made it relatively easy. He spotted me across the newsroom, walked right up and placed his newly stretched face about 2 inches from my own. It was as if he was saying, "Take a good look," without really saying it. With a defeated tone, I said, "I guess this is why I'm reason number 3. He answered, "Yep." And I followed it up with, "It was because of that birthday video, wasn't it?" And he replied, "No, the birthday video was reason number 4. You were the reason number 3. At the time, his face could express nothing but surprise. But I knew he was enjoying all the guilt I was feeling. And to his credit, he looks much better. All thanks to reason number 3.
God damn it.
That is such a great story. Thank you, Lee Smith, for sending that in.
It was a good story.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Reason number 3. All right. So this is our runner-up.
Yes, this story is our runner-up. And just to let you know, like, we decided that it was like the last day of people sending in their stories, or the second to last day.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, I don't think we're going to get any more. And we were going through them and reading them and picking our favorite ones. And this one was going to be our favorite one until we got the last one. So not to kick you in the nuts or anything, but
You can go find Lee Smith and beat him up.
Yeah. Guilt trip him.
He's reason number 7.
This one is called Barbecue in the Branch.
Barbecue sauce.
And it is sent in by, I have no idea. I guess it doesn't matter.
At the bottom.
The Cat.
Yeah.
Theeket. It's sent in by Theeket. Thekat. Theeket. Okay. Barbecue in the Branch. A few years ago, I worked in management for a call center who was contracted to work for an online bank. I was one of 2 managers who handled around 30 or so agents. My head manager was on salary and was never in, so I would work ridiculous hours. In order to keep up the energy, I would often enforce pajama days or potlucks to keep things interesting.
I wish we had pajama days at work.
I mean, some of them do.
That's true.
Yeah, some of them do. Well, one day we were going to have a hamburger potluck for the team. However, there was only one company grill, which apparently was booked and occupied for that day. The whole team was bummed, so I had to figure out a way to make up for it. An agent of mine mentioned that he had a George Foreman indoor-outdoor electric grill that we could use inside since it didn't need an open flame to cook.
Hell yeah, I loved my George Foreman.
I had a little one.
Yeah, I had like the little
I fucking hated
tabletop
it.
one.
Yeah, that's what I had.
I liked it. I thought it worked
I hated
fine.
it because I would just whip that thing out and start grilling and forget the little grease trap
Oh,
tray that
the grease crap.
grease crap.
Yeah.
grease trap tray.
You got to have that. Otherwise, you have shit everywhere.
Yeah. Otherwise, and I would put burgers on and
Yeah.
walk away, and
Yeah.
I'd come back to shit everywhere.
Yep.
Anyway, I let him go home and pick it up, and the cookout was back on.
You.
This thing was huge, like an actual outside grill. I included a pic for reference.
Yeah, and the picture is...
It's basically like your 18-inch Weber grills.
Yeah.
The Weber charcoal grills.
With the stand and... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had the settings on high so we could feed everyone quickly.
Just char them burgers.
Yeah. Our enclosed branch on the 4th floor quickly filled with smoke from the grease. Our doors to the public area outside the branch were glass, so everyone passing by could see what was going on. I didn't think anything of it because there wasn't an actual fire.
Everyone just thought they were
Dude, those guys are getting so high in there, man. What department do they work for? I want to transfer, dude. Moments later, my boss's boss's boss, the head way up top lady, came by and saw what was going on. She loved me, by the way. So through the window, she gave me a smile and I waved back. I then got a call from my manager asking if I had a grill set up in the branch. He couldn't believe it, but had to make sure.
So-and-so has a grill going on the 4th floor.
Yeah, man. That's
no, he
us,
doesn't.
man.
He wouldn't do that.
Hey, John, so-and-so just called me and said that you have a grill inside upstairs. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But it's electric, dude. So there's like smoke, but there's no flame, man. We're good.
It's totally cool, man.
I read the rules. The conversation went something like this. Management. Hey, man, I got word that you had a grill in the branch. What's that all about? Me. Well, another project was using the company grill outside. So agent's name brought in his George Foreman so we could cook. Oh, okay. So like one of those little electric ones. Yeah, since there's no flame, I thought it'd be fine. Okay, cool. They made it seem like it was a huge stand-up charcoal-fueled thing. It was, but electric. Nah, it's electric.
It's electric. Do, 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 do.
Okay, just make it quick, then shut it down. I'm getting a lot of weird complaints. No problemo.
Man, the building smells like burgers.
Yeah. We hung up, and my team and I continued to make our food. About an hour went by, and my manager decided to show up. By this time, we had moved the grill to our private closet. Let's
put the grease fucking smoke-filled thing in a closet.
So those nosy fucking outsiders would stop complaining.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say that. He said so the outsiders would stop complaining.
Quit telling the man what we're doing.
Oh, wait, we're getting to the good part.
Okay.
When moving the grill, the grease trap had broken off, and we had to improvise to keep things going. Another agent of mine, also stoned, had the bright idea to... No, he
Did
didn't
it say that?
No,
Okay.
he didn't say that. Another agent of mine had the bright idea to place aluminum foil down on the carpet like a makeshift pond to catch the grease falling.
Jesus Christ.
My manager walked into the branch, which was still hazy, and was like, man, it smells great in here.
I like it.
I feel like this whole story should be told in like a stoner accent, like all of the people.
They're all, I mean, you work in a call center, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're going to need to be
Oh,
stoned.
well, that's kind of judgy.
If I had to work in that environment, I would need some sort of medical influence to not keep me from going absolutely insane.
Yeah. I then offered him a hamburger and was like, cheese or no cheese? We got more coming up. He looked into our closet and saw the horror that was a smoking grill balancing on a grease pond made of aluminum foil.
There's a whore in the closet?
Yeah. And saw a whore that was smoking on a grill.
Oh, God.
A whore that was smoking balancing on a grill
Oh, okay.
in a grease pond, which he thought was... No, never mind.
Oh, okay.
No. He looked into our closet and saw the horror that was a smoking grill balancing on a grease pond made of foil, an actual catastrophe waiting to happen.
Yeah.
He practically shit himself in disbelief that I could let this go on and actually let it get this far. After some yelling, we managed to clean up everything without making a total mess of things, which to me was a huge success. When he finished giving me a stern talking to and the crisis was avoided, he left for the day. We all finished our food and had a great time.
Sounds sweet.
Later on that evening, a few of my favorite agents and I dropped acid and carried on assisting our amazing customers.
That's my favorite line of the whole story.
I completely forgot about that line. So we're not judgy saying these people should all be stoned. Like, because they probably fucking were.
Oh,
they were like,
God.
dude, the fucking burger grease is so thick in here. We can just fucking smoke joints at our desk. We'll be fine.
Oh, my God.
It'll be covered up by cheese and beef.
That last line was seriously, like, it's a great story overall, but that last line just sealed the deal for me. It's so good.
Later on that evening, a few of my favorite agents and I dropped acid and carried on assisting our amazing customers.
What did he say? They were like
an online bank.
An online bank. Like, excuse me, I feel like my debit card has been compromised. Can you help me with that?
What?
What color is your credit card?
Dude, this lady just said compromise to me, bro.
Oh, God. I almost feel like, I don't know. I've never done acid, but like, would you even answer the phone if you were tripping on acid?
You'd probably just hear the ringer.
You'd be like, couldn't find it. You're like, what is that?
Don't stop. That's so cool.
Oh, God. Thank you both. The cat and Leo Smith.
Leo Smith.
That's Lee O. Smith.
Yes.
For sending
LEEO period Smith.
And the cat THEKAT.
What do you think the O stands for?
Oswald.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only O thing I can think of at the moment. What do you think it stands for?
Orpheus.
Okay.
Like Morpheus, but without the M.
Lee Orpheus Smith.
Orifice. Lee Orifice Smith.
Those are some fucked up parents. That's what that is. So thank you both. Thank you, everyone. We will probably get to all the stories that were submitted. So thank you, everyone, for sending those in. We have reached out to those people for their cool swag that they won.
That's right.
That's it for our stories for today.
Yeah.
I do have a...
Did you ever work in a call center?
No, that is one job I have avoided. Thank God. I fucking hate talking on the phone. Yeah, so
I did for 2 days.
I think you told the story.
Yeah, probably.
Did you?
I don't know. It was a fucking piece of shit job, though.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun work. We did receive another story about a call center type place that we were going to play in a future episode, which was also very entertaining.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up playing all of the stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We're not going to leave you guys out. We're not going to shun you like that. Yeah. You send us in stories.
We love all the stories.
Yeah.
These were just the ones that happened to be the ones that Jay and I thought were the best. And it's our podcast, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. We do what we want.
Oh, maybe in the future for our Patreon patrons, maybe we can do a contest where they choose their favorite story.
We can, and we'll just have to give it more time. We'll give it like a month for the stories to come in, and then
we'll post them, and they can vote on their favorite.
They can vote on their favorite, and and then you won't win anything because we didn't get to pick it. So
we're gonna try to
part of running shit.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make our Patreon fun.
Oh, this was for the Patreon. I forgot about that.
What was?
Yeah, I didn't. You were saying we should do that for the Patreon.
Yeah, I was just saying maybe we can have like a vote on the Patreon.
I wasn't listening at that point. I just thought.
Yeah, we're married. That's typical. Okay, so I am starting a thing for this season. I found an article from USA Today that lists the weirdest jobs available by state. So if you were in this state and you are looking for a new job, these are some options for you.
Yeah, if you're looking for a job and you want to send us in stories in the future, fucking go get this one.
Yeah,
Because it'll
exactly.
give you some good stories.
Or if you live in this state and you're like, no, I know of a weirder job than this, let us know. We want to hear it. These are in alphabetical order. I'm going to go through the first 4 in this episode and we'll continue on as the season goes on. So the first one, Alabama. The weirdest job in Alabama is a paranormal tour guide, which sounds fucking awesome. Yes, please.
Not weird at all.
I mean, it's kind of weird. Can you imagine like being at a cocktail party and like, what do you do for a living? No, I'm a paranormal tour guide.
I show people ghosts.
Yeah. I take people's money and tell them things are haunted and they believe me.
I usually just grab the sheets and yank on them a little bit and be like, you see that?
So a paranormal tour guides take brave tourists through the haunted history of Alabama. Guides working for the Birmingham Historic Touring Company, for example, take people for ghost walks, cemetery tours, and to haunted houses. I mean, I would absolutely go on any one of those things because I love that shit. And I would love to be a paranormal tour guide should life ever take us to Alabama to live for some reason. Okay.
I don't think life will ever take us to fucking Alabama.
I mean, never say never. I don't think it'll happen, but who fucking knows?
I grew up in Louisiana. I'm not fucking going there.
Okay. Next is Alaska. I do not want to live there either. Where it's daytime for 23 hours out of the day is that summer or winter? I don't know which one, but
knows?
No, thank you. So their weirdest job is a commercial diver.
These are not weird jobs.
Well, it's the weirdest job in Alaska, according to USA Today. That's what I'm saying. If you live in Alaska and you're listening, I don't know if we have any Alaskan listeners, but if you live there and you know of a weirder job, we want to hear it. So according to USA Today, the weirdest job there is a commercial diver. When I first read that, I thought it said driver. I'm like, that's not fucking weird. But let's see. Commercial diving is one of the more dangerous jobs on the list. Divers can work in one of Alaska's offshore oil rigs or the state's extensive fishing industry. I've heard oil rigs are pretty dangerous, right?
They can be.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them. And the only reason people think that they're so dangerous is because the only time you hear about them is when some shit goes down.
Right. So you only hear about the bad.
But
you don't hear
honestly,
about
like an Uber driver is probably more dangerous than working on an oil rig because you take more chances of dying in a car accident than you do working on an oil rig.
Yeah. Okay. The next one from Arizona. Again, not weird, but kind of like, I mean, if this is your career, it's kind of strange. A bingo manager.
Who the fuck wrote this list?
USA Today. So bingo is big in Arizona. It is legal as both a recreational activity and for the purpose of fundraising for some organizations. In 2019, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Gila, I'm sure Gila, Gila, Gila River Hotels and Casinos in Phoenix broke 2 Guinness World Records, hosting a game with the largest bingo balls. Those are some big bingo balls you got there.
I know you can't see me, but I'm just shaking my fucking head right now, listeners.
And the largest bingo card. No, I don't even want to go into the fucking logistics of that. Is it just a giant card with giant numbers, or is it like you have to get so many numbers to get a bingo?
No, it's going to be, I mean,
like who fucking cares if it's just a big bingo card?
Oh, so it's only like many numbers in each letter,
Yeah.
Unless you're making each letter like B is 1 to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I is,
right.
1,001 to 2,000.
You'd have to have completely new bingo balls for those. Okay, and the last one for today is from Arkansas.
Oh, this one's going to be weird.
It's really not.
I mean, it's Arkansas. What?
It's kind of boring.
It's fucking Arkansas. Like, dentist would be weird there because what the fuck are you going to work on?
I don't know what there is to do in Arkansas, but apparently the weirdest job there is cooling and freezing equipment operators. Equipment operators.
I feel like in Arkansas there could be like
Squirrel Skinner.
there could be like
Sorry, Arkansas.
the aftermath, like adult people dealing with what Bill Clinton did to them when they were children. That would be a weird job.
Like therapy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, the therapist isn't a weird job, though. But also, a cooling and freezing equipment operator is not a weird job. Okay, so cooling and equipment operators run freezing and cooling units used to store and preserve food, chemicals, and other items. Arkansas, with a large agricultural industry, has an estimated 550 workers in this occupation, one of the highest of any state and by far the highest relative to the size of its workforce. Okay, Arkansas, please God, if anyone in Arkansas is listening to us, I want to hear a weirder job than this from you guys.
There's got to be.
This is boring.
There's the people who clean up dead bodies in Arkansas. That's weirder than a fucking HVAC operator.
I think, though, because that's everywhere, I think they're trying to find
cooling and heating, HVAC,
that's
HVAC.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Where is there not air conditioning and heating?
But I think they're just saying because of the huge agricultural whatever of Arkansas, like this is the majority. There's more of these workers than there are sunshine cleaning.
Molly maid.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the first 4 on that list for this week. And I think that does it for us for our I just threw my iPad on the table. Yeah. I think that's it for our season 3
for our season 3 episode 1. That was a good opener.
Thank you guys so much for coming back and listening to us.
Yes.
We love you.
We miss you.
We missed you. We love you. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Bye, fuckers.
Bye, fuckers. If you have a workplace story you'd like to share, email it to us at fmwlpod@gmail.com or call the rant line at 310-818-3273.
You can find Fuck My Work Life on all major podcast platforms. If you like our podcast, please consider giving us a 5-star rating on Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, or Podchaser.
If you'd like to become a patron, check out our Patreon, where you can get access to all kinds of fun perks like swag, bonus content, and virtual happy hours.
And of course, please remember to support indie podcasts. They're working hard to provide amazing content for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Until next week, bye fuckers. End scene.